afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for February 6th, 2020, Thursday. When we look at, each of us, we have challenges, to say the least, obstacles that come in, and it depends on how we handle those. It could be anything, A lot of us will fret, worry, and fear and stress about any obstacles. You might find out that you've got an issue with your leg, or something's bothering you in your body, or you have a situation that arises with another person or something. And the obstacle, the obstacle is that we are literally presented with. It's basically kind of acts as a guide for our gods to actually ask to help awaken us in discovering the divine being that we already are. Which means that we should really embrace each obstacle with an open heart, and we would will find a deeper freedom that opens up within us. And I know that people would not look at it that way. The majority of people wouldn't. The challenges are the most sacred blessings in disguise, or the most sacred divine offerings in disguise. So when we come across those, and we all do, could be anything: car breaks down, obstacle, where am I going to get transportation? How am I going to do that? Where am I going to get the money to pay for the repair? And if we were to open up to those particular obstacles that come our way, we would find that it would literally free us that much more on our journeys. But when we constrict and we get all aggressive with it, angry, upset, frustrated, it literally begins to cause us to become in a lower frequency. Pretty much. And connecting that, we go to the unknown. And the unknown is not normality. It isn't. And when we go into the unknown, we can either go in whimpering, worried and wondering, or we can fly like an eagle into it. It's no different than the bridge over the river of void. And we're in normalcy, we're in normality, where we literally, we're on our ground, and we kind of know what's happening and what we're doing. But then there comes the bridge, and you can cross the bridge over the river void into the land of the unknown. And the land of the unknown, if you go in there with great confidence, without ego, then it means that the little cozy nest you were in was too small for you before you went into the land of the unknown. And that cozy nest, you felt constricted, and so you literally spread your wings and fly towards that which makes your heart sing. And the winds of grace will carry you, and you will enjoy your awesome, gracious flight. And that's what we're all doing. that we choose to do. We are all leaping into the unknown. And what is the unknown? Well, don't you think that the fifth dimension is unknown to us? We're in it. You can see everything from a whole different perspective and view. And instead of, like the obstacles, we embrace them. We literally embrace them. We're open to them. And it's amazing how things and how the universe comes in and says, okay, we're going to do this, 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 and this. And it all ends up working out wonderfully well. Well, as soon as we begin to intervene through the ego mind, it becomes more convoluted, it becomes more stressing, and it becomes more formidable. So isn't it ironic that we have obstacles, and they come in as an unknown sometimes, and yet we fight them. So we actually feed them so they become astronomically impactful. And that's knowing. It's just all of us knowing these things. Not only knowing them, but being able to act and to flow in the right direction with the right frequency. It's kind of a calm strength that we draw on, not a violent strength, a calm strength. So we surrender softly, and there is an infinite power in each and every one of us right now. It's not something that's going to come in, it's something that already is. And we are all brilliant. Unfortunately, we don't see ourselves that way because of how we've been trained. But we're all brilliant in different ways. And we care not to be imprisoned from expectations. Because whenever we hold on to expectations, we literally kind of overlook the divine being we are. And after expectations, you ever notice that future results are never as amazing as a connection to the very presence we're within? And if you expect nothing, literally you expect nothing, you'll find that you'll be radically free, immensely free. But look what happens when you expect things. And how often that when we expect things, they don't come out the way we want them to, or they don't come at all. So we can be free from expectations if we expect nothing, which will make us radically free. It all comes together. It's all, we're all, it's kind of like a big storehouse, and we have all of these different directions, and we have all of these different experiences, and then we have the unknown, and the unknown scares a lot of people, causes them to turn their back, do an about face, and walk the other way. Because then what happens is that the ego mind comes in and it says, what if this? What if that? What if this happens? What if that happens? What am I going to do if this happens? And so we begin to play into the hands of the ego mind. And how many of us actually go into the unknown? Right now, how many of us will step into the unknown? And the reason that a lot of us are actually ascending into higher frequencies is because we are emitting higher frequencies. And we are beginning to upgrade our subconscious programming. And we are beginning to release trauma for ourselves, for our genetic heritage, and our soul lineage, and live on prana life force, and gain freedom from food addiction, and use essential oils, activate the third eye, open the heart to gratitude, communicate with animals, deceased and living, activate your eternal DNA, activate your intuition, and uncover your soul's calling. These are all things that some of us are consciously doing and some of us are unconsciously doing. Because this whole shift is about our field of knowing, but total enlightenment from freeing ourselves from the attachments that we have allowed to weigh us down. And they're lifting. And how are they lifting? Well, we go in and we forgive ourselves, every aspect of ourselves. And we are gentle always with ourselves. And we communicate with our bodies, and we communicate all the time with the God within us. And we embrace the understanding that we are perfection and divine beings. And this increases our vibrational frequency. It cannot not. So we begin to become more and more enlightened. We begin to become more and more enlightened. And then where does that take us? We move more into bliss. And we don't just visit bliss, we start finding ourselves in it more and more. What does that do? It continually increases our vibrational frequencies. It brings us into more awareness about who and what we are. We let go of things freely. Not, kind of like, oh, well, okay. We just let them go. We just aren't concerned about them. We aren't attached to them. And this is all about us continually moving and understanding us, ourselves, and the gods within, and understanding that we are continually increasing vibrational frequency through the direction of deep, eternal love for ourselves, for the God within us, for our divinity, for our perfection, and for everyone else's. This is how we continually go. If you make the choice, only you can make it. If you make the choice to walk down the path of disruption, of fear, of hurriedness, of anger, all of those things, we know what they are, then you're going to lower your vibrational frequency, and you're going to move further away from enlightenment. It's an absolute. Isn't that wonderful that we know that we're not in the dark about it, that we're not just fumbling around? You see, I know that if I do this, I make the choice to become angry, and I make the choice to become aggressive and upset and irritated and worried and fearful, I'm going to lower my vibrational frequency. It's not going to be good for me at all. In fact, the worst effect that does have is not so much on others, it's on you. And you know how far that extends? Even after you leave the body. So it's not something that you can run from and just kind of, well, I'll leave it behind with the body. Because it doesn't work that way. You build up your karma, so to speak, your low frequency activities, and eventually the day is going to come where you are going to be faced with all of that karma, and it's only up to you on how you're going to handle it. And it means is that you work on your karma. How do you work on your karma? Well, when you do damaging things, when you wish ill for others, when you try to disrupt their lives, or you just send, or when you're around different people, you give off a really irritation, discomforting frequency. What happens is that you're deteriorating yourself, not so much the other people. And whether you know it or not, it is going to come to you sooner or later. And it does. And we all know it because in different ways, light, medium, large, we've experienced it. So we're not exempt from it. So how do we not do that? How do we eliminate the karmic debt? Well, we eliminate the karmic debt by increasing our vibrational frequency into higher and higher sustained beingness, which means that's where you surrender, that's where you let go, and that's only your choice. You choose this. You know, no guru on a mountain is going to tell you what to do for you to be in complete harmony with the God that you are. They're not. Because if you don't understand who and what you are, all the wonderful information that's transferred to you isn't going to stay with you. We all know that. We've all through the years, we've gone here, done this, you know, hoping that we were going to find the Holy Grail of you know, some of us financial abundance, the Holy Grail of health, you know, thinking all these things and searching. But that's part of our journey. And when we finally discover that we don't need to mess with ourselves, we don't need to mess with ourselves, okay? And we really don't need to mess with our minds. You imagine if we were able to still our minds for any length of time, leave it alone, leave the mind alone, you'd be amazed on what would occur. The bliss and the joy that would spring forth. See, but we're always, we have this tendency to muddle, you know. Yeah, well, you know, I'm not happy. I gotta fix this. I'm not happy with this. I'm not happy with that. You know, it's really difficult for all of us to do. I'd say most of the time when we're ever presented with things that we go, oh, geez, you know, I really don't want to deal with this. You don't care to deal with it. If you say you don't want to deal with it, I don't want, the universe is going to give you more. So what happens is that we begin, instead of surrendering to Source, we fight every inch of the way. And what does that do to us? I'll tell you, it stresses us out. And we don't feel right. You ever get that? You just don't feel right. And it's not physical. It's just you don't feel right. And you feel heavier. And so you say, you know, I don't like this feeling. Imagine if all of us were to let go, literally let go, and let the universe guide us. And to surrender. That's surrendering. You say it's up to the universe. I surrender. I let go. I let the universe guide me. And you know what? The universe is your greatest ally. It doesn't matter what any external authority will tell you. The universe is your greatest ally. Not people. The universe. And why is that? Because if you just put it in simple terms, that you're open and vulnerable to the universe, you already have all the courage you need. And existence will fill you the moment you surrender. Existence will fill you the moment you surrender. So you surrender to the source. You let go, you let the universe guide you. Now, what is that? That is the unknown. Okay? That's the unknown. So if we have obstacles or we have other things come in, they're really unknowns till they're there. And if you're able to, and I'm not saying this is a real easy transition for some of us, but if you're able to, you just, you know what? You say, I let go. You just say to yourself, I let go, and I let the universe guide me. And only through surrender can you embrace your divinity. That's a perfect form of surrendering. Let go and let the universe guide you. All you have to do is simply be open and vulnerable to the universe. And the interesting thing is that you already have the courage you need. And then existence floods in to you the moment you surrender. And everything works with perfection. Everything unfolds as long as you don't stand in your own way. That's it. Sometimes we will be in meditation and we hit an obstacle. All of a sudden, it seems like we are cut off. It's a weird feeling. And that cutoff is the ego mind. It is you, a part of you, stepping in your own way and blocking the universe's flow to you. It's the only way that the universe will say, okay, so he doesn't want me to guide them. They're going to guide themselves. Boy, what a disaster that can turn into. So we just go with the flow. And it's challenging at times because things occur where, we all have that kind of, we get irritated, we get angry, we get stressed, we get impatient, and all of it comes flooding in. And what is the most damage it does? Does it do the damage to the thing or to the what's presented itself to us? No, it does damage to us. It lowers our vibrational frequency. Then we feed it more and more with disgust and irritation and impatience. And isn't it interesting that we are all part of the source? We're all part of source creation, which is part of the universe and the collective consciousness. Yet, since we haven't really journeyed to educate ourselves on who and what we are enough, that we overlook this simplicity, ease. So you just let go and let the universe guide you. And you practice that because most of the time we're not going to let go all the time until we begin to realize that this little nest I'm in is very small. Even though it's warm and comfortable, I can't really move anywhere. So I'm going to fly out of that nest and I'm going to head right into the unknown, and I am going to let go and I'm going to let the universe guide me with full confidence, without ego. No second thoughts whatsoever. So we let go and we let the universe guide us. If you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure we all are. And the first thing that we want to do is relax our bodies. And with the massive transitions that we've made recently, it is a real good thing to relax the body and to, again, let go of all of these things. You ever notice the things that we hang on to? It's no different than you have a box. You say to yourself, well, this is a nice box. Now, you don't, in the moment, in the now, you have no need for that box in that now. But you still say, well, I'm going to save this box because you never know, I may need it later. You say, there's a little insecurity there, right? And so the box served its purpose, so you let go of the box. It's no different than us letting go and letting the universe guide us. It's like, oh no, I'm going to hang on to these things. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but I'm going to hang on to them. And it kind of gives us a little bit of comfort. Oh, okay, so I'm going to hang on. That's why so many people collect so much stuff. Okay? It's a never-ending thing. We just, some more than others, some less than others. So we relax the body. We let go. Really. We let go. We let the universe guide us. Just let everything off. Just surrender it all. Just get rid of it. It's gone. You practice this because immediately, it doesn't happen immediately. You got to ease into it and practice it. And the more you get to know yourself, the more with ease you'll be able to move into this frequency. So the body will relax. Really, truly relax. And then we want to move into the now. And the now is all we really have. It's not yesterday. It's not the day before. It's not 50 years ago. It's not 20 years from now. It's now. It's everything in the very moment. And what is the now? What does that do with us? Okay. Well, it stills our mind. It stills the ego mind. And it also stills the subconscious mind. We usually have all this activity going on around us. So, in the now, stills all things. And in the now, you're not wandering off into the past, going into the subconscious, rolling out your luggage of past experiences and pulling it into your future to create your future so that you end up reliving all past experiences over and over and over again. Don't you think that maybe one time was enough, that we picked up, learned whatever we could learn, and we move forward? Because guess what? The learning is innate. It's embedded. We don't forget it. Whether we're conscious of it or not, we've already learned it. Now, if the ego mind keeps intervening, we won't remember or we won't practice of what we learned, so we don't go over the same ground again. So in this very now, each of us are creating our future. Imagine that. You're creating your future right now in this very moment. And you know what that means? It means it's a future that you desire. Only you desire that future. And that's all that's needed. That's it. You design your future. And I've laid out in front of you all the things that are there to assist you. Like in this moment, in this now, let go and let the universe guide you. It really is like the song that Doris Day used to sing. I mean, it may sound corny. Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. And you do that with confidence. And you do it with peace, joy, and bliss. You relax and you open up to the universe. And then you truly discover your divinity. You embrace it. So now we relax the body, we move into now, we want to breathe. Breathing's so important for the body. Doesn't it make sense that we do whatever we can to keep these bodies as healthy, vibrant, strong, clear, quick as possible? Instead of taking it for granted, like so many on this planet do. So, we breath in, and we breath in through the nose, and we hold it for 3 seconds. And in that 3 seconds, we can create vibrational frequency using these words of a higher frequency. I am light, I am love, I am. I am light, I am love, I am. I am light, I am love, I am. And then we breath out. Breath out nice and easy. When we breath in, we want to take a really healthy, comfortable, relaxed inhale. And we hold it for the 3 seconds. And then we take a nice, comfortable exhale. And I look at, and when I breath out any negatives, anything's holding me back, anything's creating anything that disrupt me. I breath them out. It is an action, and it is basically a picture association. So I visualize all of the negatives being withdrawn as I breath them out. Now, we want to do this at least 6 times while I'm talking. And as we breath in, we're breathing the divine positive energy. Now, a lot of us are not conscious to that. And it comes from all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. It comes from the collective consciousness of this planet Earth, Gaia, which we're part of, and which we're part of the collective consciousness of the universes. And source creation, that which created us in all things. So when we breath this in, it comes in through the God and into the heart mind. Not through the ego mind, but through the heart mind. And we feel it. And it speaks to us. I'm not talking about verbally. It just is the feeling of frequency that we connect with. We feel lighter. And it communicates to us, it's okay to let go. And it's okay to let the universe guide you. And it's okay to surrender so that you can embrace your divinity. And it's okay to simply be open and vulnerable to the universe. You already have all the courage you need. And then existence fills you. The moment you surrender, existence fills you. So these things are fine. They're good. They're high frequency. You know it because you feel it. It's just that little tick out there. It's just, it's a little click. It says, oh, And so when we breath out, that's that little tiny jingle out there, giving you a feeling of going, oh no, that's the unknown. I don't know if I want to do that. I'm pretty comfortable in my little nest here. I don't know if I want to spread my wings or not. I don't know what's out there. I don't know if any of this stuff's going to even be effective or work for me. Right now, I'm doing pretty much okay. There's a lot of things I wish I wasn't doing, say, then it all begins to unravel. It's our choice. Which one do we open up to? and which one do we dismiss? So we have a lot of other source creations around us. We have the archangels, cherubim, seraphim, archetypes, all of them, all the angels. There's trillions of them, and this is a civilization that vibrates at a different frequency than we do. And we will start seeing them more and more, a lot more. And right now, we when we were in 3D, we would see them on occasion, we'd feel them on occasion, we'd sense them on occasion, and some of us would talk to them and interact with them and have counsel with them. And we're open to that. And they've been around us since the beginning. Thousands can surround us in a very small area, not take up any space at all because of their frequency. And their vibrational frequencies of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest and deepest gratitudes. And we have the ascended masters always around. Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sananda, Jesus, El Morya, Abundantia, Helen, Thought, many, many, many more. They've been mastering like we're mastering. They've mastered a little bit more. They ascend out of body and hold their God form. That's basically, we've done that. We ascend out of body, and what is our essence? It's the God. Okay? Not much difference, not much as you think there is. There isn't. Okay? Some are a little bit further along than others. That's all. There's no race. And so their vibrational frequency is the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love and the highest and deepest gratitudes. So all of us form hand in hand, arm in arm, a circle of brilliant light, a halo. And as we levitate, as we begin to elevate ourselves up above the planet, we encase the planet in ourselves, in all life, on and above and below this planet Earth Gaia. And this meditates this circle of light. And it permeates and saturates everything. And it's comprised of that of which we are made of. You know, the golden, white, pink light of deep eternal love, the white fire of protection, which is our brilliant light, our God light, okay, which is the highest of frequencies. It's beyond bliss. It's beyond samadhi. It's way beyond kundalini. It's about the highest frequency you can get and experience, achieve, move into, become. And the emerald green flaming healing light to basically continually remind us the power of healing that we are. Purple transmuting flame. Transmute anything in the neutral light substance that you feel isn't serving you the greatest good. It's sent back to the great central sun or back to source creation. And the violet ray, purifying, cleansing, balancing. And the violet blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. Our strength, our power, our resolve. These are things to remind us. These lights, these flaming lights are frequencies. Do you think we don't have those frequencies? We have them all. A lot of us just haven't identified them and have not embraced them and have not surrendered to them. So we decide to step out of our bodies. All of us are protected. The only way we are not is if we choose, each and every one of us, to lower our vibrational frequencies low enough to open up the front doors and invite them all in. All of the low frequencies. And we've all done it one time, shape, form, or another. But it's the knowing that eliminates that. It's knowing who and what we are. So we step outside the body and we start to float up more and more. And we're compelled to call upon the other source creations, the other brothers and sisters, other gods, all the light energy beings, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. And only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love can join us in this meditation that's now in the circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, kindness, gentleness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, peace, joy, tranquility, and benevolence. And they come in the gogoplexes from every direction. One gogoplex will fill this universe. They come in the thousands, the millions, and the billions, and the trillions. Visualize that. That isn't a figment. That's a reality. And arm in arm, hand in hand, they join us in this now, in this circle of light, in this meditation. Their gods with our gods with theirs. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes, and we are all one. And we are all love, and our God-light frequency and energy is absolutely everywhere. We call upon the inhabitants of Agartha, Hollow Earth, Inner Earth, Beneath Earth, all of these civilizations, and there are many, and only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love from the highest, deepest, eternal love can join us in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. They're in full compassion and non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, and benevolence. And they come in the billions, arm in arm, hand in hand. They join us in this now, in this circle of light, and this meditation. And we are all one. And we are all love. And our God-light energy is absolutely everywhere. We call upon the galactics, all the off-worlders. Just to name a few of them, the Andromedans, the Arcturians, the Syrians, the Pleiadians. They're all our brothers and sisters. And many, many, many more. And only those who are of the highest, deepest, eternal love, from the highest, deepest, eternal love, and the highest of deepest gratitudes can join us in this now, in this circle of light, in this meditation. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, kindness, gentleness, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence. And they come, and they have been assisting us in our evolution, in our enlightenment, in our ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. Arm in arm, hand in hand, in this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light. Their gods with our gods with theirs. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes, and we are all one. And we are all love, and our God-light energy is absolutely everywhere. loved ones, all of those who have ascended out of the body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. Only those who are of the frequency of vibration of the highest of deepest eternal love, from the highest of deepest eternal love and the highest of deepest gratitudes, can join us in this now, in this meditation, this circle of light. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-negativity, non-ego, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, bliss, generosity, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, and benevolence. They come in the billions, arm in arm, hand in hand. They are gods with our gods with theirs. In this meditation, in this now, in this circle of light, they are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. And we are all one. And we are all love. And our God light energy is absolutely everywhere. We call upon all of the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms on, in, above and below this planet Earth Gaia, in this now, in this circle of light, in this meditation. And just to name a few of them, the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the Pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur, and many, many, many more. They're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, kindness, generosity, gentleness, humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, and benevolence. And they come in the trillions, shapes, color, sizes, forms, configurations of which we have never seen before. And arm in arm, hand in hand, they join us in this meditation, in this circle of light, in this now. They're gods with our gods with theirs. They are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. We are of the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest gratitudes. And we are all one. And we are all love. And our God light energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. It saturates, it floods the very fabric of creation. It literally smooths and increases the intensity of all frequencies into the highest of deepest eternal love and the highest of deepest gratitudes. And we look up and we see our meditative sphere. This meditative sphere, we created. It's that center circle. It holds all of our meditations in perpetual motion. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. It can be seen, heard, and felt in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. All those meditations in perpetual motion. Imagine that. Flooding and saturating all of us, all life, everything on this planet, on and above and below it, throughout this solar system, and literally spreading throughout the universes. All those meditations in perpetual motion. Trillions of us joined every single day to increase the collective consciousness frequency, to elevate all of us all celestial bodies into the highest of the highest highs of deep eternal love, from deep eternal love, the highest of deepest gratitudes, and the joy, and the bliss, and the peace, and our surrendering, and letting go, and letting the universe guide us effortlessly, seamlessly, softly, smoothly, powerfully. We look down upon this planet, Earth Gaia, and we see all of life, the highest value in the universes. All of our brothers and sisters, all the animals, on and above and below this planet Earth Gaia. And they too are affected and flooded and saturated with the highest, deepest eternal love from the highest, deepest eternal love and the highest of deepest gratitudes. They begin to discover who and what they are. They begin to discover that they have and house the kingdom of God within each and every one of them. They become lighter. They become courageous. They let go and they let the universe guide them. They simply are open and vulnerable to the universe, to source creation. I join you in the meditation and return to close us out. more about who and what we are that we literally surrender to the universe and allow the universe to guide us, not our ego minds. This is a choice that we each make. And the power is the knowing. It's the knowledge. And the more we know about who and what we are, the more we begin to master, the more we're able to direct. And it's surrender. So take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night, and into the following morning. And we will be back here February 7th, 2020, 3 p.m. Eastern, Friday.